Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a great, a wonderful day. Well, there's just not a lot of news today, unfortunately, so I probably won't be around for too much, but I will still have the average 3 videos coming out, so don't worry. So, what we have here is Disney becoming, anti-white, because this is something that that is common in Disney, where they don't really like white people. The new Star Wars Acolyte kind of shows that they just don't like white people in general. We have that here, and our society has really become anti-white, racist towards white people, and we have done the reverse effect, and it comes down to where white people are victims of racism more often than the black people are victims of racism. So this is kind of what's going on here. And what we have here from James O Keefe says, breaking, senior vice president at the Walt Disney Company details discriminatory hiring practices. Nobody else is going to tell you this, but they're not considering any white males for the job, says Michael Giordano, a vice president of business affairs. There's no way we're hiring a white male. Giordano reveals Disney uses code words and buzzwords to avoid legal action, even mentions as a candidate being rejected for not looking black enough. Giordano also admits Disney gives bonuses to executives for practicing diversity, equity, and inclusion, agreeing that diversity helps with financial incentives. Giordano further claims he's been denied promotions due to his race. Stay tuned for the Disney Tapes Part 2. Now, I'm not going to go over the full actual 20-minute video because as I said, I try to keep this down, even though my videos as of recent have been a bit higher, mostly because I can't just go over and explain everything in, a 10-12 minute format usually. So this is going to be a little bit different here, so we're going to be going over kind of what he's been saying.
Company 11 years now, so I have friends in HR and I have friends in those divisions, and they're like, look, nobody else is going to tell you this, Mike, but they're not considering any white males for the shop. They're just not. That's not what they want.
They even passed over a qualified half-black person for a promotion because they didn't look black enough.
We wanted to hire somebody in the department a few years ago now who was half black, but didn't appear half black. And there was a creative executive who was like, we're not, that's not what's wrong. They wanted somebody in meetings who would appear a certain way, and he wasn't gonna bring that to the meeting. I mean, it kind of feels like we're, at some point there's going to be a lawsuit. That's kind of how it feels, just because of,
And that is a lawyer.
See what I'm getting at here, guys, to where the reality is just where there is a lot of racism towards white people. Now, I want to show Charlemagne here this type of actual video, where you think that, there is racism towards black people, but in reality, there is hardly any racism towards black people, but Disney, in their own racism, is not hiring white people. Now, last time I checked, this was against one of our amendments, I may believe the 13th Amendment, where you're not allowed to discriminate against white people, right? Or white people, or black, or any other race, right? That you just can't do that. Or gender. And for some unknown reason, we have companies like Walt Disney here, pretty much discriminating against white people for some god-apparent reason. It's like, you can't be doing this, and I do agree that there needs to be some type of a massive lawsuit against Disney where they're going to lose billions and billions of dollars, and that's what I mean. The lawsuit has to be bad enough where it trembles and damages Disney to the core, and that means Disney needs to lose billions. I don't want this 1, 2, 3 million lawsuit. I don't want this 300 million lawsuit. I don't want this 500 million lawsuit. No, I want the lawsuit just like what happened to Alex Jones. I want a lawsuit that makes them shudder, makes them feel pain. So maybe make this $1 billion lawsuit, and after this, maybe Disney will stop doing these practices. Maybe Disney will stop being racist. But unless you start actually damaging these people for billions, and that's what I mean, these people should ask for billions. They should not be asking for millions, they should be asking for billions. Why? Because it actually damages Walt Disney. It doesn't matter. Will it make these white people rich? Possibly. But that's what you get for actually, being racist. There needs to be actual consequences for racism at Disney. And if you're going to make a company hurt, you make them hurt bad.
talking. So how does Disney explain pushing these discriminatory practices? They use code words and buzzwords.
I'm guessing that there's acceptable code words and buzzwords that are used to explain what they're looking for. They might say something like, you know, look, we're not looking at like the usual suspects for this job. You know, so it's like not like a legally actionable thing, but everybody knows what it means. They, you know, for writers and actors, we'll hear all the time, like, you know, looking to hire writers and actors who bring diversity. I'm not looking to bring on any more clients who are white.
Explains why the Disney acolyte is so garbage in the first place. It also seems that it might be nefarious needs, that this could be, you know, just me going a little insane. This might actually be thinking that Disney is just looking to kill itself, because after the acolyte, there's no way that you're going to be seeing the damages that is being proposed here. Now, like I said, I haven't done any video for the acolyte. I'll probably do that sometime tomorrow, because it just kind of like, it's like we expected this to happen. But what's going on here is that either there's an inside job to where they are actually going to destroy Disney, or Disney's just an actively racist company. I think they're just an actively racist company, but that's just me.
Welcome to the Disney Tapes. My name is James O Keefe. Tumultuous 5 years, insane hiring practices amongst its executives and creative teams. One of their top senior vice presidents claims that they not only emergency kit. Iger even has a chief diversity officer.
I mean, like, just like if you say whatever, I don't know, whatever 10 or 15% of the population is gay, I would guess that 30 to 35% of our top writers can be, you know, gay. And so I think a lot of them lean into trans stories more than the average straight writer would.
And in an odd
Yeah, that's just reality, and that's just what I can't stand. And what we have a little bit more from this as well is that just in from James O Keefe saying Senior VP Michael Giordano removes his LinkedIn page after being caught by O Keefe Media discussing how Disney practices discriminatory hiring practices. And that is something, of course, he has the he, him in his bio. So, again, guys, this is just something that that is insane, right? And Elon Musk's response to being crazy. Again, guys, we have a huge racism towards white people in this country. We have a huge problem that we just need to be able to fetter and deal with. And if this is the case to what's going on here with Disney, again, as I said, there needs to be a lawsuit and they need to be hurt bad. And when people in the left tell you there's no racism towards white people, that is a lie. And you can even show by their own actions, not even their words, but you can use their words too, that they're just not liking white people. And the people that are also not liking the white people are their own white people themselves. I don't know what else to tell people about this, but again, I feel bad for any white person as of today. Because the white people are I can't imagine my own friends, which are majority white, have to go through this and can't get hired because of the color of their skin, which is racism, and they have family to feed. It's kind of insane, really. And it's not it is insane that this is an ongoing thing in our country, where this blatant racism is just allowed. And I think that a lawsuit is bound to happen. I think Disney deserves to be sued into omega oblivion, to where they get so much damages to where, you know, that they can't do this again, and if they do this again, they are forced to shut down their company. If you're asking me why so brutal, is because, again, we should not be promoting racism at all in this country, and we also shouldn't be just allowing companies to discriminate against other people. That's insanity. That is stupidity. And if you think I just want this because of white people, no, I don't want to be discriminating. Just people can be discriminated against any race, but we have to be true on what the reality is. Alright, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. Cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.